It's the Friday before Christmas. Can you believe it? That means we got Saturday, Sunday, which is the weekend, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is Christmas Eve. Then we have Wednesday. Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh, my goodness. I am so excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So how is everybody? I've been waiting all week. I think the last time I was live was when I got the, what did I get? I got my my internet back. And if you don't think that's a blessing, it really is. So now what happened to my fan? Hold on. Oh, somebody decided to unplug it. So, don't you know there's a live show going on here? Hello? Can't you do anything right? Well, I need air in here, so that becomes quite important. Somebody decided to unplug the fan because they figured I didn't need it. Well, it's blowing air right here into the room for me. We're actually in the 60s. Let's check and see. Okay, so this gets full of dirt because I put it in my pocket. This meaning the iPhone. All right, so let's go to the weather. 66 degrees. So that means over here it's about 64 because they take the temperature over by the airport, and I'm a little more west, so it's warmer or cooler here because we're farther away from the ocean air. And it's supposed to go down to 60, let's see, 2 a.m. it goes to 58. Then it goes down to, at 5 a.m., 53. At 7 a.m., it goes to 52. Now, for you guys that are up north, I'm sure that is child's play, but it's not child's play for me. Can you tell? I plugged in the S9, and that's what you're looking at right now. Looks like it could be just a little bit brighter, but since we are actually live now, we are not going to get up and start adjusting cameras. And we're not going to play footsies with cables. I seem to do that every week. Going to get rid of that cable, which is down there. So, here we go. We are doing a live show over here. Now, the interesting thing is I have made 8 videos, one for each day between last Wednesday or day before yesterday and Christmas. And the purpose or the point of me doing that is I want to get my music out. To me, it's important. I almost didn't do it because I did have a close member here that said, well, I don't really think that you should make all these videos with the cameras. Well, I'm putting up a Christmas song a day from my album. So that's why I said it's actually important to me. And in order to have the video portion of it, I can't make 8 videos just like that, okay? So I made the final executive decision last Wednesday morning-ish, and I took, when you see it over here, there's a the tree that goes round and round that you guys are used to seeing, and I put it on a rolling cart. I put the rolling cart basically where I'm sitting, maybe just another foot behind it. I took the, which one did I use? I think I used the, it's on the shelf, the S5 Mark II, which is the Panasonic Lumix. I put the 85mm lens, and I put that on a tripod right there in front of me on the other side of this table. Because when you use an 85mm lens, you have to back away from your subject, but you're going to get bokeh that is mighty fine. I mean, it just looks real pretty, okay? So over here, I got a 50mm lens at f1.4. So that's giving me, look at the tree and the lights. That gives me really nice bokeh prosciutto. Do you know who that is? That is our buddy Carlos. And you can look at his channel. And he started a new channel, and it basically is a combination of photography together with psychology. The camera represents you. It represents what you want to do, so on and so forth. So I took off each camera one at a time. I was very careful to make sure all the settings were saved. I put the camera over here. I put it on the electric turntable that's going round and round. And I just shot some beauty shots of 7 or 8 different cameras. And on each video, I'm putting up one every day. So I've done Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I put 3 of them up. And now I'm working on the one that's going to go up tomorrow. And I'll show you that. I think we'll find out if I'm good enough working that on, working it out to show you the window. So the big thing is I didn't have a lot of time to test and make sure everything is actually set up properly. Well, there's my first mistake. This is not the Canon R6. This right here is technically the, This is the S9. So this is the camera over there. And we'll see how well the S9 focuses compared to the Canon R6, which is off and sitting on the table next to it. So what I really need to do is I need to take off the label that I have up in that corner, and I need to turn on, I think I got a Panasonic pre-made one. Yes, I do. Look at that. Ain't that the cat's meow? So now look up in the right-hand corner, and you can keep track of what I'm doing. I'm going to change the S5 II label that's up there, and I'm going to change that to an S9. Okay, and this keyboard is obviously not working. So let me go over to the keyboard and just hit the 9, and it should erase it. I'll be right back. All right, I'm walking over there. Here it comes. Here it comes. There's a 9. Boom. And save. Okay, so you see up in the right-hand corner, I changed the Canon camera that was listed in the upper right, and I do have the 85mm 1.8. That's the lens that Randy gave me for the L mount, the Lumix L mount. So you're seeing the S9. I don't know if it's going to overheat. I don't know what's going to happen. I know it has a time limit on it. However, I only have it plugged into the HDMI. I'm not recording. I have it set to 24p, and everything else is set up like a copycat from my S5 Mark II. And we'll see if this craps out or what happens, okay? So now back to the show. What we're looking at is, do you think it's bright enough? I don't know. Over here it looks like it could use a little more light, but darn, I didn't do a whole lot of adjustment, and I think the coloring on the face, very nice. I wish we had some blue lights in the back so we could do Scotty's blue lights, because I took the Canon off. Now I'll talk with my hands a little bit, and I'll just fidget around. I kind of like to see what the focus system does. That's why I'm, fly like a bumble, sting like a bee, whatever that is. I just kind of want to see what it's doing. So this is the coloring on the S9. I have it on the standard, and I did set it up the way I just copycatted all the settings that I had in the S5 Mark II for the preset number 3, which I have all the Christmas cameras in here when they're on their tripods is set up for number 3. Okay, so let's let the camera loose. So in 4 seconds, 3, 2, it's going to switch over to the Nikon. Okay, so now you can compare the Nikon. So if I just go back to the S9 real quick, I would say it's pretty close to the Nikon. If I could figure out how I could do a little bit more light, maybe it's set to ISO 500. Maybe if I set it to ISO 640. But this will be the last show before Christmas Day. So God willing, and the bridge isn't up. I got to find out what's going to happen next week because it's between Christmas and New Year's, and I don't know if we're going to fly the coop or what we're doing. So if I'm not here, I'll make a video and put it up on the channel so that you could see it. So I did do a video with the Christmas music in the background for the big channel with the S9. I did an introductory video with the S9. I did a walking around out front video, which you guys got to see it like 3 days earlier because it was on the Patreon channel, which is free. Hello, hint, hint, hint. Go over there, sign up so you can see what I do between Friday and Friday. I make all kinds of little videos and I put it on the Patreon channel. The only thing is you do have to subscribe because I have it set up for subscribers. But the subscribers are set up for $0, meaning you could watch for free. You can give $1 a month. You can give $20 a month. You can give $50 a month. It's basically, I put it in your hands because Patreon is known for supporting the arts. I'm the artist. So if you're going to support the arts, you could do it through Patreon. You could do what some people do. They send me a Amazon gift certificate so I could buy some things. Actually, I just got a nice Christmas present from Jim Mundy. I'm going to have to look and see if he's in the room. Thank you, Jim, if you're here. So let's go over and see what we got. Oh, good. Scotty's here with the food. I talked to him on the phone today. I said, Scotty, I'm really hungry, dude. I need some food. He said, what do you want? I want some fried chicken and coleslaw. I can eat that. Take the skin off, okay, because that's where the breading is, and I can go. So tonight we have Scotty's soon-to-be famous fried chicken, baked potato, maybe I'll have half of it, and sour cream and Mabel's coleslaw. And a treat for all of us and Peter is Atkins peanut butter and peanut butter chocolate cups, okay? I love those things. They're not quite as sweet as Reese's. There we are. But, you know, I've been having them for a while now, so I am actually used to them. And I very much appreciate them because I get to have a candy bar. So, Scotty, thanks for bringing in the food. And Woody is saying hi to everybody. That's him and his wife, Pam, I believe. It's a little small. So Pam is in heaven, so she's celebrating Christmas in heaven. But Woody's down here with us on Earth, and Pam is on the other planet. Pam is over on heaven. So thank God for us that are believers as Christians. We know where our loved ones are. Otherwise, I don't know how people handle it. So anyway, there is some bad news. If you want to pray for someone, I can ask you for that. One of Sly's friends, out of nowhere, wound up in the emergency room. And she had to take off in a rush. So I don't know. She said, things don't look well. I'll talk to you tomorrow, I think, or later. One of the two. So if I get any information, I will share it with you. Meantime, your prayer bones work. Pray for Sly's friend. There's no reason for people to go home early, especially around Christmas, if it's that as serious as Sly said. But Sly, in her favor, didn't know all the information. She was heading down right away. She was taking the company jet, heading over to the emergency room, and finding out what is going on. So I did say hi to Woody, right? Yeah. I talked about him and Pam. Jim is saying good evening, everybody. Good evening, Peter and everyone. Happy Friday and Merry Christmas Eve, 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 Eve. So Tuesday will be Christmas Eve and Wednesday be Christmas Day. So it's exciting. This is my time of the year. Me and the, Great American Movie Channel and Hallmark, they be playing Christmas movies, baby. They be playing Christmas movies. So I can watch Christmas movies all night long. And I do have a save button. So I can be watching Christmas movies. I think it saves it for 4 months or 5 months. And I could just regurgitate them. And it makes Peter very happy. I'm Peter. I'm happy. Did you know that joy, well, that'll be for the Christmas, the Christian part, but did you know that joy and happiness is a choice? Because I pray, God, help me to feel happier. Sometimes I feel down. Do you feel down? Well, I learned from Bobby Schuller, who's the grandson of the old Hour of Power, Dr. Robert Schuller. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Then you would get da-da-da-da with the organ, really fancy organ stuff. Well, he has a grandson, and he's got a channel, and he took over the Hour of Power. And by golly, if that guy can't preach, he's not a kid, he's married, he's got 2 children of his own, and he gets really close in topic. Nobody's exact to my favorite preacher, which is Joseph Prince. So I am very, very happy to find him. So hi to Jim. Love you, Jim. Love you, Woody. Love you, Scotty. And let's see who else is in here. Roy is in here. Merry Christmas to come, Roy. Love you. It's a pleasant 36 degrees here. So how do we convert 36 degrees to Fahrenheit? I finally found where the formula is. You multiply 36. Now, I can't do this in my head. Let's try it on the phone. (36 times 9 divided by 5).
The answer is 64.8.
So it's 64.8 degrees where Roy is in Fahrenheit. So you multiply it by 9 and then divide it by 5, and you get the Fahrenheit from whatchamacallit. So now here's the $64,000 question. How are you going to remember that formula? You got to multiply it by 9, okay, and divide it by 5. So 9 would be, what's a number you could remember by 9? We're guys, so I'll say something nasty. 69, okay? Well, take the 9, multiply the C degrees, Celsius degrees, by the 9 part, all right? And then divide it, after you get that number, divide it by 5, which is the number of grace, and grace is probably one of the most important things that Jesus offers us. Grace has 5 letters, G-R-A-C-E. Grace is getting something we don't deserve, undeserved favor, okay? Mercy is not getting what we do deserve, and grace is getting the good things from God that we don't deserve. So grace, the number for grace is the number 5. So number 1 is God, the Father. Number 2 is Jesus, his Son. Number 3 stands for the Holy Trinity. Number 4 stands for north, south, east, and west. That would be the earth. Number 5 is the number of grace. Number 6 is the number of man. That's why you got the number 666. It's all about man, man, man. No, there's no room for God. Number 7 is the Spirit of God. Number 8 is new beginnings. That comes from Noah, and Noah was a new beginning, and there was 8 people on the boat, or the ark, okay? Noah and his wife, and he's got 3 children and 3 wives. That's 8. So 8 stands for the number of new beginnings. I have no clue what 9 stands for. I bet it's important, okay? 10 stands for the 10 tribes of Judah. 11, no idea. 12 is the 12 apostles. And 13 stands for me because my birthday is on the 13th. It's 13. I'm in there somehow. Okay. So Woody was saying hi to Jim. Roy was saying it's 36 degrees. Woody was saying hi to Roy. Woody is talking to Jim. Are you off for the holidays now? Yeah, Jim, when's your last day? Jim, I took this week off. Good. Working a couple of days next week, but it will be slow until the new year. Isn't that really cool? And I know a secret you don't know, and I can't say it, okay? I just wanted to perk somebody's ears up No, he's no way he's going to say that, is he? No way. I told him it was a secret. Anyway, that was just a tease. And it's something you guys, well, maybe you would be interested. But in a month or so, I will be able to tell you what the secret is. It's actually something nice for somebody that we know. I can tell you that much. We do like nice things. Like Santa, he's a pretty nice guy. Right? Lumix S9 still running. How many minutes now? 20 minutes. So I think it's already hit all of its cutoff points. I did find the power that you plug into the wall, not the battery, and I plugged it into here. I have the LCD flip forward to make the back so it can dissipate its heat, and I have a fan blowing across all of the cameras. So we'll see if if it would work, you know, if you wanted to put it in as a camera. Or we're over here to E1 now, okay? So the E1 is known for overheating, although I've never had it overheat, and I've done a lot of stuff with it. So, but it's anytime you look up ZVE1, or I call her Eleanor, that's Sammy and me came up with Eleanor for my sweet girl. Oh, I'm knocking things off on the floor, and it scared me. It's, what did I knock? Oh, it's a lens cap. Okay. Let's see who the lucky lens cap is. Okay, place your bets. Lumix, the Lumix lens cap fell to the floor. Now it's back on the table. Okay. And this is my phone. I didn't even mute it because we all know not to text Peter while he's live, except for Randy and Sammy, or anybody else that has an emergency. Because if it's, I'll look and see if I don't recognize, or it's like one of my friends from Nashville or something like that. I'm not going to answer it live, but if it's Randy or Jim or Sammy or Sly, that I will answer, because they all know, you guys all know, I am live on Friday nights. So what camera are we on now? We're on the Sony. So Jim took a week off, and it's going to be slow until the new year, when I think he told me he's got quite a few trips that he's going to have to take. So he gets quite busy. That Jim, he doesn't let, well, as they say, he does not let grass grow under his feet. So Woody is saying, Jim, that's good. You need to take a break and slow down a bit to get recharged up. So Woody says, it's not pulsing like the Canon is. I forgot to look at that, Woody. Thank you, sir. That was very sweet, okay? Because I would like to know if this camera does a better job with the autofocus than the Canon R6 Mark II. Well, when I say this camera, I mean the S9, because I'm over here. Now, I've never really had a pulsing problem. Any camera can screw up, so don't, as soon as I say it's perfect, it won't be. It'll make a liar out of me. So that's Woody. It's not pulsing. Mr. Monday will be the day before Christmas. Big things are coming in January. New channel and other announcements. Stay tuned. Wow, more good news. Gee, we are just full of it tonight. Peter's doing a play on words. I have to keep you entertained, you know. That's part of my job. Woody says, Jim, I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. He hasn't put too much up there, but I have actually seen videos. You know who has a YouTube channel that I wasn't even aware of? Scotty. So when you see Scott Rogers and I put him up there, he has a YouTube channel. And he said that he's going to put up a video in the next day. What did he say? I spoke with him today. We talked about food. We talked about Charles. Charles is back online. He got married to that girl that was hanging around him all the time. I forgot her name, but it doesn't matter. Charles has been with us for so long. And I don't know if he wound up going to London or not, but we'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on the young man, okay? So here's Carlos. He's Bokeh Bushudo, and I like his channel. Hey, everybody, I'm on vacation for the next 2 weeks. I couldn't cope without my Peter time, but Peter, don't call me for the next 2 weeks. Is that what you want? Okay, I won't call you. Hope all is well, everyone. Merry Christmas. So we've got Christmas week coming up. So is it the past week or the future week after Christmas? So the obvious week is Christmas week. Now we have before Christmas a week, and then we have after Christmas a week. Okay, by the way, I did call you, Carlos, because after one of our group suggested that I don't do the videos with the cameras being the beauty models, somebody else said, oh no, I like that. And so I was going to call you and see what you think because you're active. I did speak to Jim Monday, and Jim Monday thought, good idea, get it done, Peter. So Carlos says, can't wait to see your new channel. Jim Monday, yes. And here we got our best buddy. Looking forward to hearing more about it, Jim Monday. That's Mookie. How you doing, Mook? I love you, buddy. Thank you for being here. It makes a pleasant evening because, you know, this channel is not growing, and I'm not complaining. It's just full of nice people. And you know what? We don't all agree. We've got some very liberals, and we got very conservatives. We got me. We got a Christian. We got a Jew. We got a Muslim. And you know what the good thing is? We all get along because everybody so far respects everybody, and nobody feels the urge to correct everything you're saying or to be a police. Everybody is just very nice to each other, and it makes us have a very super nice S9 community. So this is the Lumix S9. Nope, this is the Nikon Z6 Mark III. So that all of these, every one of these cameras that you're seeing tonight, the only camera that I did not do a beauty assignment with is the one that is up above, because I didn't want to go up and take it down. You can call me lazy. You can call me scared of ladders. But this one, this guy right here that you're looking at, is the Z6 Mark I. And it is overhead. And I didn't pull that one down. But the Panasonic S9, Eleanor, the ZVE1, the Nikon Z6 Mark III. I put both of my E10s in there, the black one and the white one. I put both of the little baby guys, the ZV1, which is the pocket camera with the lens built in. I put both of those in there. And the Lumix S5 Mark II. What else? Anyway, I had 8 cameras to put in there, and they were all pretty current. So, and I put a song as the background music, which is my Christmas music of me singing. I didn't do any talking, so I'm going to put them all in a playlist. So anybody that wants to hear my music, go to the Peter's Beauty Cameras Christmas music. So you don't even have to watch it. You could play it as music for your car or wherever you can run a YouTube. So by Christmas Day, I will have 8 of my 10 songs up there. And if I think of another idea on what I can do and focus, the focus is the music. That's the whole point. I wanted to put one of every song that's on my album up there. And I don't have enough cameras to do that, okay? And I don't have enough days anymore. So they're all filled between now and Wednesday. So Wednesday I will put up probably the Silent Night that I smacked together with the House of the Rising Sun. There is a house in New Orleans. And then you can put instead, Silent Night, oh holy night. So I actually spent the most money on that song because I got a solo trumpet player. I got a violin player from Spain. All of that is in that song. And it costs the most for the background music, which is by all, except one, are alumni students from the Berklee School of Music. So the music is excellent. It's the singer we're not so sure about, and that's me. So I love you, Mookie. Up, Gregory's here. I love you, Gregory. Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas to you, Peter, and everybody else. Merry Christmas to you, Gregory. Merry Christmas to you, Gregory. Merry Christmas to Gregory. Merry Christmas to you. And here's our buddy, Eric. Now, Eric comes in just every few months, but he's a busy boy. That guy doesn't let no grass grow under his feet. I love you, Eric. Thank you for being here on Christmas Eve, Eve. So that's how many Eves? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 Eves. So Christmas Eve. Then tomorrow it'll be Christmas Eve. And Sunday it'll be Christmas Eve. Monday will be Christmas Eve. Tuesday will be Christmas Eve. So I'm just having fun. Don't get mad. Don't go shooting your gun. Put the gun down. No shooting the Peter, okay? I don't want blood stains on my red shirt. So try to be good. Behave. Mr. Camera Junkie is here. Hi, Mr. Camera Junkie. Merry Christmas to you. I love you. And I love Aiden more. Can you handle that, Lewis? I love Aiden more. Hey, Aiden. I love you, buddy. I love you. Okay? Merry Christmas to Aiden. Merry Christmas to Aiden. Merry Christmas, dear Aiden. Santa Claus is coming. I don't know if Aiden does the Santa Claus thing or not. I don't know if Mr. Camera Junkie explained that to him. So anyway, he did get a Merry Christmas song. We got Jay Do. How's the cooking channel going? Would you do a full breakfast for folks? Sure. Why not? How you doing, Jay? Have you made a comment here before? I'm trying to think, Peter. Like Winnie the Pooh, he's going think. Okay, well, if it's your first time, love you, dude. Thank you for being here. If I'm on the right camera. And thank you for having the balls to step up and make a comment. There's people that lurk in here and just won't make a comment. And it makes me feel bad. So there's 17 people in here. You can make a comment and say hello. How bad could I possibly be? How embarrassed could I make you? Okay, I don't have a reverse camera, so I'm not going to take a naked picture of you and put it up here. So there's no way to really embarrass you except make fun of something that I see, like if you've got a long blue beard. Who has a long blue beard? Bluebeard. Okay. Just to keep things warm and alive between us. Because this show is for real. It's not show. I'm not show. There's people that really know me, that speak to me on the telly, actually on the cell. And they'll tell you I'm the same way, except when I'm depressed, okay, on the phone as I am when I'm on the show. So I am just dang happy to see you. So thank you, Jay, for coming in. I want you to know I appreciate the fact that you're here. Are you deaf? Turn your hearing aid up, Jay. Thank you for being here. See, that's the kind of fun makes a person feel good. There's nothing warmer or more intimate to a guy than his underwear. No, there's nothing more intimate to a guy than his name. You want to make friends, you meet somebody, use their name. That's a big secret. Use their name. If their name is Brian, say Brian as often as you can without looking like a jerk, okay? Because there's nothing that people like better than to hear their own names. Psychology 101. You want to make a friend? Use their names. So I learned that years, and I'm talking years. I'm 71, so 70 years ago. Nah, maybe a little like 68. I didn't do a whole lot of learning my first year. I was what you call a slow child. I did a lot of crawling and a lot of eating, especially M&Ms. So Matt's here. Hey, Peter. Joy to the world. All the boys and girls. Did I turn my church off? Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Who had a bullfrog? Jeremiah had a bullfrog. Bum, bum, bum. Was a good friend of mine. Well, that's a lie. I don't have a friend that's a bullfrog. but that's how the song goes. Now, who is the one that did it? Who sang that? Was it Chicago? No. Was it Justin Bieber? No. Was it the Beatles? No. Was it Three Dog Night? Ruff, ruff, ruff. Winner, winner. Where's Sly? Chicken dinner. Oh, she's at the emergency room. Let's not forget to pray for Sly's friend that unexpectedly wound up in the emergency room. God knows who it is. Okay, so just a quick 30-second prayer. And, you know, when I get to the Christian part of this show, see, I've divided the show up into 3 parts. Cameras, which we're kind of waddling out of the cameras, and then fellowship, which we're in and saying hi to each other now and telling people I love them. And then just because I want to talk about what I learned from God this week. That'll be more at the end of the show. So maybe like the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And people that don't like that, you got a mouse? Use it. Just click me off if it pisses you off. Oh, that sounds like a song. Just click me off, and if I piss you off, just click. Wait, let's do that. Just click me off if I piss you off. Just click me off if I piss you off. Just click, click, click if I piss you off. Off, boom, boom. We just wrote our song together. No, you don't get any of the royalties. I get to keep all the royalties, okay? So, where did I leave off? Jay wants me to do a full breakfast on the cooking channel. Actually, that's a good thought, Jay. Not a bad suggestion. It won't happen between now and New Year's, okay? I don't have much of an income because I had to file for one of those things where you got behind in your credit cards. They close your credit cards, and you don't get to use them for 4 years. And they make a negotiation with the credit card company. So it's like a bankruptcy without bankruptcy being on your record. So what they do is they make you stop charging. Then they stop paying your credit cards. Then the credit cards start sending you those threatening letters and calls. And then you're supposed to give them the name of this company. And the company will make a deal. So I owed close to $40,000, and I couldn't even make the payments. And that was because of the court case where I was sued and taken to court. Okay? So I had to pay the lawyer, too. So all that cost money. So I filled up all the credit cards, and then finally they crashed. So I'm 2 years into a 4-year payment plan. And at the end of the 4 years, you know, I don't know if I get my credit cards back or not. But my credit score went from 780, 790. It hovered around there. And went all the way down to like 490. And now we're up to 580 again. Because the people that are handling all this, see, I had to agree to turn over my credit cards, which are closed down. So I can only live on a debit card, and that goes all the way down to like $20 at the end of the month, okay? Because I only live on the Social Security. So I'm going to start going back to the beginning of my whole career, and that is the a better bounce card, which is a flash diffuser for the flash that goes and sits on the top of your camera. I was talking to my friend over at B&H, and he said the flash units, the little speed lights, are surging in sales. So I'm thinking, like, I used to sell a lot of these. I'm talking a lot. Okay, so they basically Velcro on, and it's a band, and you just put it on, pull the band out front, and it creates 2 lights out of 1. This wasn't meant, I had no intentions of making an advertisement out of this. So this is called a Better Bounce Card. It's on my website, petergregg.com. Okay. And it takes the speed light, and instead of aiming forward, so if I take this off, this speed light would actually aim forward. Now that, I know you got to know that's very harsh. All right. And it's harsh. It makes skin ugly, And it looks like a snapshot from a point-and-shoot camera. So the next thing they learned is aim this up, and you can even pull out the little card that they've got here. Some of them do, this one doesn't, okay? Or put the wide diffuser on. And then what I used to do when I was doing weddings in the 70s and 80s and I had the old style flash is you would turn your flash sideways, okay, and aim it straight up. Then you take, actually back then, you would take a 3x5 card. Yeah, an index card. And you would rubber band it to the back side, all right? So I invested some money and I bought a die that stamps these out. And they're black on the back, so they look pretty, okay? They look pretty because they're black on the back. It also means that when you're flashing, you're not lighting up and flashing in everybody's eyes that's behind you. Like the Gary Fong light sphere, that plastic thing that sits up here. When it flashes, it does similar to this, but it sends a lot of its light across the back. Well, turn it around, black out the back, make it black so it all looks like one, like it looks like it's built in, okay? Now, it's not, you can't hang, well, I guess you can, but don't, all right? It just goes on with Velcro, and what happens is when the flash fires, it's going to go up and bounce and come down. But that will create what's called raccoon eyes. You'll get black, dark circles under your eyes. So the other part of this is it will bounce off of the back and also send light forward. So it takes the one light source and makes two lights with it. And I got them, where are they? They're around here somewhere. I got them in different sizes. I sell them in a package. So you could buy all the sizes at one time. They're all Velcro, so they do stick to each other. Okay. So there's a small one for intimate, like if you're in a small party or something, or in the bride's room, because remember, I come from photography. There's the normal size, which I call it a large, and then the super large. So if you wind up in a restaurant or a church or a banquet hall or someplace where there just ain't no light, it's whatever you generate, okay? You would put the big one on because you want to generate some serious light. But for most of it, this is the same strength like a light sphere would give you, or most of the attachments, okay? And these things are made, I'm sorry, I just bumped you. These things are made out of foam. So if you are walking around with your camera and you hit something, you're not going to crack the hot shoe off. So if you put a hard style diffuser up there, even if you get those soft boxes and stuff, okay, it could crack your hot shoe if you hit something. Now, those things that are like caps that you put on here, you're just taking this light itself. It looks good. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing something, but there's like a plastic cap that you could put on here, okay? And I think that's called a stoffen, when there's many imitations of it. But it's still a similar size light. They're saying, oh, we're diffusing the light for you. But it's still the same distance from the lens. The lens would be down here, and you're up here. So you really didn't do anything. So what changes is when you use a diffuser that will send your light straight up, okay, now the light's going to go to the ceiling and come back to your subject. It's no longer firing from the camera, but we have another problem to solve for because it's hitting something up high, and it doesn't have to be a white ceiling. That's a fallacy, okay? And it comes back down, all right? You're getting light that's raining down, kind of like the sun. You're going to get dark circles under the eyes. So how do you fix that? I have to send some light forward. So that's where you put this guy on, okay? And when you put this guy on, now you're sending light up because the whole width of this is shooting up. Where are we? Over here. The whole width of this is shooting up, okay, straight to the ceiling and bouncing down. But this part is bouncing off the back of the card and shooting forward. Now, what you can control is on most of these, you have what's called a zoom button. Okay, so the more what do you call it, tight the beam is of light, the more light you're going to send up to come back down. If you zoom it out like 24 millimeters, where you can control the zoom here, okay, it'll be a wider dispersion of light, which means it's going to hit less light there and more light here. So you do have a certain level of control. All right, so on my big channel, just the Peter Gregg channel, I'm going to be featuring these more often, because just between you and me and a dog named Boo, if I could sell 3 or 4 of these just a month, it'll give me a few dollars. So you're going to wind up spending $30 to $40. They come from a package of 2, 3, or 4, and each one is like $10 higher. Okay, so they wind up being $10 a piece. All right, and they're not a forever, except I've had mine for 10 years. Others, they destroy theirs in 2 years. But they're not that expensive where you're going to cry all the way to the bank to just spend 30, 40 bucks and get yourself a whole fresh brand new set. So it's a winner chicken dinner. It's light. It adds no weight. I can't tell if this is on or off. This is out very low ounces. Okay, I should weigh it one day so I can actually say it's 3 ounces. Well, I don't know that. I'm just saying. All right. So that is what you're going to see more of, because like I said, my object will be, YouTube doesn't pay me a lot to do this. Okay. So I need to supplement my Social Security, and the credit cards are down, so I can't be building them up and buying everything I want. Okay. So this is a good thing. I like to sell good things, things that make people's lives better and does a good job at what it's intended. This will do just that. Okay, so if you get a flash unit, don't aim the flash straight. That's very harsh lighting. Diffuse it. If you don't want to buy mine because you think like, oh, Peter's going to buy a new Cadillac Lyric, okay, or a Tesla, then don't buy mine. Buy somebody else's. But make your pictures look better. So the largest question that I ask is, can you use it outside? I'm just thinking out loud now, okay? Technically you can, but I don't. Okay, so the secret to flash photography outside is the opposite of everything I just said to you. Okay, take off any diffuser you have, aim the light. This is outside in the sun now. Okay, this is not inside. Aim the light straight at the person and lower the strength or the power of the flash minus 1 3/4. And you are going to be surprised. It's going to do something very similar to what this setup does. Okay? You got to try it to believe it, but it works. When I did weddings and I went outside, this came off. I aimed the flash forward. The bride was walking around in the sun, greeting all her relatives. I lowered the flash power by 1 3/4. 1 3/4. 1.75. Do I have to sing you a song? Let me make sure my chorus is off. All right, so, and that's how you shoot outside. Now, when you come inside, everything changes. Put it back to 0, put this thing on, okay? And then there's one more way of using your flash that I'm not going to explain now, okay? But it's called foofing, or bouncing the light. And I have one of these pieces designed for that, where it's black on both sides, all right? And I'll do a video teaching on that. So you'll see some of those videos coming. So that was Matt. Eric says he's going to be working on Christmas and New Year's. I will have Christmas and New Year's the day after. Oh, so you're going to be working on those days. That's what you mean. Okay. Randy says hi. So he's awake, or he's back from getting his frappe mocha. Hi, everybody. What camera am I on? Over here. Hi, everybody. S9 without firmware 1.2 will be fine if the HDMI only. I think that's what I got. Only when recording is the time limit. I have not had an overheat problem. Voila! We get advanced information right from Randy, who does not have one of these cameras. He has 3 of these cameras. So Randy, okay, has 1, 2, 3 different S9 cameras. He's got a red one, a blue one, and a green one, because those cameras, you can actually pick your colors. And a lot of people seem to like the fact that they can get their cameras in color. Okay. So thank you, Randy, for that input. Mookie says, for some reason, some of my chat messages don't go through. Hi, everybody, and I hope you have a good weekend. I really don't know what's going on, Mookie, but it ain't me. I'm just reading them one after the other, and I still love you, okay? Here's Evelyn. Evelyn made a comment on one of my, I think it was Away in the Manger, or O Come O Ye Faithful. So what, I got 3 up. There'll be one for tomorrow. It'll get released at 7 a.m. It's what do they call it when you schedule it? Okay. So Evelyn is our resident grandmother. We all have to listen to what she says. She's older than all of us, still young looking, still sweet as pie. Okay. And we love her very much. As a matter of fact, we love her so much that this crazy guy, Peter, sings to her. Hi, Evelyn, I love you, girl. I saw your comment on my channel, and you typed all in caps, meaning you wanted me to pay attention. And I did. It made me call Scotty and have him call you or let you know I will be putting up another song every day, a Christmas song that I've recorded. It's a standard song and it's on my album, and I just wanted you to know. Oh, Evelyn, I wanted you to know. I wanted you to know. Every day I'm going to put up a new Christmas song, and I'm going to have pictures of the camera in the background. So Evelyn gets a song. She's special. You're all special, okay? But she's a girl and you're not a girl, so she gets a song. Okay, but I do love every single one of you, even though you're not girls. Okay, so Evelyn is saying Merry Christmas, and all the folks on your, well, Evelyn, you are part of us now. You're part of the family, girl. Okay, so you ain't no outsider. I bet you any person in here would stand up to protect you in a heartbeat. Okay, because you're ours. You belong to our Friday night family. Does it feel good to belong? Did I turn off my church choir thing? Yes. So Evelyn is here. Randy's still awake. You do what you want, Peter, for your content. If they don't like it, tell them they could take a nice long walk and do their own content and then share it instead of... Did I raise Randy's anger button there? See how we stand up for each other? Well, that person actually, after they've seen a couple of them now, they actually liked them. So it's very cool. So Carlos says, that's right, Randy. Well, I called you to find out, Carlos, what you thought, but you were just too busy. Sylvia's mother said, Sylvia's busy, too busy to come to the phone. Sylvia's mother said, I forgot what the rest of it. Sylvia's mother had a whole lot of things to say. Okay, that's right. That's Carlos Bokeh Bashudo. And Randy is giving Carlos a thumbs up. Panasonic S9 looks great. It must be the 85. No, it's my face. I just have one of those gorgeous faces that looks great on any lens. No? Well, I tried. Okay, Scotty. He wants you to get the word about Festivus on the 23rd. Oh, you want to hear something sad? It's not that sad, but it was for a year and a half. On the 21st, which is tomorrow, that's the day that Jingles was killed. I was in here. I don't know if I was in this room. And I put Jingles in his basket. And then I sang a song. I'm not going to tell you which one because the song makes me too emotional, so I won't sing it anymore. But it's a Christmas song, okay? And He got up out of that basket 3 times. He needed to go pee-pee. He needed to go bad. Okay? So when the song was over, I rushed him outside in the backyard and he was killed. And that destroyed me for 1.5 years. I couldn't protect him. I couldn't save him. And those thoughts and those visions, they sent me off the deep end. People were making fun of me. You're more upset about Jingles getting killed than your mother and father when they died. Well, my mother and my dad both died a natural death, okay? And Jingles was, I took him out to do pee-pee and he came back in dead. See, I couldn't say that for the first 1.5 years after it happened, okay? And I almost got killed myself trying to save him from a dog that clamped him like, what do they call those dogs, in his jaws. And I got a tree branch and I was clobbering that dog. And my neighbors came running out. Don't, if that dog attacks you, it's going to kill you. Get out of that area, you know. I hit him hard enough where he finally dropped Jingles. I picked him up. I got blood all over me, all the way down my shirt. And I wore a white shirt that was doing a Christmas song. Okay. I started running and I ran like 4 blocks and on the way to just the vet, not my vet, just the vet 4 blocks away. You know, I was trying to save Jingles and I was praying all the way, God, don't let him die. I don't know if he's dead or alive. Okay. So somebody pulled off. They saw the blood running down and swung the door open. Get in. And they drove me to another vet. They were going in the other direction. Okay. And Jingles died. Okay. So then Jingles died. I've had dogs that have passed away before. Okay. Most of you or a lot of you have had your pets that have died. But he died violently and I couldn't save him. And honest to God, I felt it was my fault. Okay? Because of the fence. It was something I should have, would have, could have. And I blamed myself that this beautiful, innocent little dog that sleeps on my feet every night in my bed. And I couldn't protect him. And one of my well-meaning Christian friends, you know, said, you're going to need to forget about him. You're never going to see him again. Dogs are not in heaven, contrary to what you see and everything, because, you know, they don't have a soul. They can't accept Jesus. And if you don't accept Jesus, you can't go to heaven. And somehow that was an arrow straight to my heart. Well, let me tell you right now, that's a lie. That is not true. I went to Bible college and that guy pulled the wool over my eyes. And it was a Christian that I trusted. If it was somebody off the street or the vet said something, I would have had my shields up. You know, Scotty, shields up. But it was some Christian that was a friend that told me that. It shot right in my heart and it destroyed me. I killed my dog. And everybody said over and over and over, you didn't kill your dog. Get another dog. You have so much love. I mean, it's the same thing I would have said to somebody else. Okay? But it bothered me that deeply. So since I went to Bible college, I do have some tools that I was taught there on how you can take scriptures apart. It's called an exegesis, okay? Another term would be apologetics. So it did take me 4 or 5 months to decide to do that. I don't know why I was so slow to respond and to do that, but I was a basket case. And I did find out solidly that your pets do go to heaven. No, they didn't receive Jesus, but Jesus said, you and your household will go to heaven. Well, my household is not my dishwasher. It's not my kitchen cabinets. My household is not my refrigerator or my couch. Okay? And each adult person needs to make a claim for themselves of whether they believe in Jesus or not. That's what Christians believe. When you accept Jesus, that he lives in your heart and you're saved. So what the heck is your household that Jesus said will get saved? You and your household. Jingle Bells, it was part of my household. He had the same rights that other people can't bother me, but Jingles, while I'm watching a movie, can jump up in my lap. I will accept that. Jingles used to jump in my bed, and if I was laying like this, sleeping, he would walk right up my chest and put his nose right on my nose to see it like, are you still Peter? Or did you change it to somebody else? It was so cute. Okay? And that dog trusted me. He was so scared to take a bath. And he allowed me to handle him and manhandle him in the bathtub. Of course, I was very careful and never did anything to upset him. I treated him like a king. So he's my household that goes to heaven. And then if that wasn't enough, the Bible also says something else. Didn't Jesus always talk about your neighbor? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Treat your neighbor with the same kind. I mean, Jesus went on and on about neighbors. Come on, Jesus, get off the neighbor kick. Okay? But when they tried to trick him, Jesus always had a good answer. And he said, what kind of a man is it if he sees his son, somebody very close to him, and then you would have expected that he would have said, or sees his neighbor, but he didn't, or sees his animal fall in a pit, and if he doesn't go and save him even on the Sabbath, what kind of a man is that? What? Tell me. So Jesus expects you to step up to protect your children, meaning your family, okay? And Jesus also said, not the neighbor, your pet, or your animals, what he said, because that is part of your family, the part that's going to be saved. Because you're saved, your pet is saved. You and your household are saved. Not you and your neighbor are saved. Not you and the swim team or the tennis team or the bowling team. You and your household. And when Jesus described a household about one of them getting in trouble, Jesus said, what kind of a man would not save his son if he fell into a pit? Or his animal if he fell into a pit? So Jesus had very strong words to say about our treatment for animals, especially if they're ours. Now, it did take me quite a few months, okay? And then you go on to Noah. God saved 2 of every animals. How about Jonah? Remember Jonah and the whale, where God told Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh, and I want you to tell them to repent, because they're very, very wicked. And Jonah did not like the Ninevites. He hated them. He didn't want them to repent. So Jonah ignored the Lord. I don't think I'd have the balls to do that, but Jonah did. Okay? So push comes to shove. Jonah must have been on the beach or something. He got sucked up and swallowed whole by a whale. And he stayed 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a whale. There's no electricity in there, and I'm sure the regurgitation did not smell wonderful. Okay, and 3 days later, the whale spit him out on the beach. Guess where? At Nineveh. Coincidence? Yeah, that's a coincidence. There's no way he would have put him out in Nineveh. That was pre-programmed into that whale. It was coincidence. And Jonah still didn't have a change of heart. He came out with seaweed hanging all over him and walked up the beach and went to the gate of the city and said, God says repent. And because he was such a nasty man, he just turned and walked away. And God finally accosted him. Said, why do you look so wretched? What's with your face? Your face looks like terrible. He says, all of Nineveh repented because you told them to repent. And they're all saved. And guess what? Here comes the good part. And over 100,000 animals got saved. How did they get saved? You and your household. The animals are part of the household. And because you're saved, your household gets saved. And like I said, it's not the items in your house, and it's not your family, because each member of your family needs to accept Christ of their own free will. Unless they're children, then they come under your umbrella, okay? You and your family will be saved. So I said, oh, so Jingles is in heaven. So that started my turnaround. And what turned me around completely is a little rude, okay? But there was this woman, and it was a year and a half later. Even though I learned that Jingles was saved, it was still gnawing at me, okay? And I was watching TV, and this lady was being interviewed. Now, this is hard to hear. I'm going to give you a warning, okay? She forgot her child in the car, and the child died. And the interviewer was saying, how can you live with yourself every day knowing that your child died of heat in the car because you left the child in the car? And she said, I had to move forward. I have 2 other children. I couldn't be a basket case for the rest of my life. So I said to myself, if she can do that, I didn't lose a child. He felt like my child. Okay. So I got up. I brushed myself off. I washed my face. And I said, all right, Jesus, show me that Jingles is in heaven. So about 5 or 6 nights later, I had a dream. I had not dreamed about Jingles for a year and a half. Okay. And I was washing the dining room floor with a mop. And I had the front door wide open. And my dad, who's already in heaven, drove right up to the front door. See, you could do these kind of things in a dream. You can't do it in real life. You can't drive up to my front door, okay? But Dad's Mazda drove right up to the front door. And Dad leaned over, opened the door, and Jingles came out screaming. You know those dogs, when they haven't seen you for years, they jump, they flip, they scream, they lick. Okay, Jingles came out, slid right through the wet floor, because I was mopping, and plowed into me. And Jingles is a little guy, and almost knocked me over. I grabbed him and I hugged him, and he was licking up my nostrils, my eyeballs, my ears. It was like he hadn't seen me in years, and he didn't. This was a year and a half plus after Jingles left. Okay? And I just held on to him. It was such a good feeling in the dream. I can't tell you how wonderful it felt to hold Jingles again. And he was clean. His hair was combed. He was perfect. Okay? And then I heard now Dad didn't get out to come say hello to me. And he died in 2015. Okay? And then I heard my dad yell, okay, Jingles, we have to go. Jingles jumped out of my arms, ran across the dining room, ran over to the Mazda. The door was still open, and jumped up into the seat. Dad pulled the door closed, and they drove away. So I'm guessing that dream told me Jingles is with Dad in heaven, alive and well, and my little baby came to see me. Now, I couldn't say any of this during that morning period. I would just crack up crying because I thought Jingles' death was my fault. I mean, that innocent little child, like that baby that was left in the car seat, did nothing wrong. Jingles did nothing wrong, okay? And I blame myself for failing to protect him. And you can put a load on your shoulders. You don't need nobody else. You can do it all by yourself, okay? And God lifted it. And now I know Dad, my mother, Jingles is in heaven. I'm ready to go. So if you hear I died, don't get all upset and start crying, okay? You'll be coming there too. And if you're not a Christian, get that taken care of. Say it. Jesus, I open my heart. I accept you as my Lord and Savior. Forgive me of all my sins. Make me born again. Make me belong to you. Make me a part of your family. I bow my knee to you now. Come into my heart. Amen. Say it and believe it, and you've got your eternity taken care of, because it's not you that did the work. It's somebody else, and we know who that is. It's Jesus. Okay? So we got the Jingle Bells thing taken care of tonight. We got Sly's friend, because I said pray for that woman. We don't want her to die now. I don't know the full story yet. Okay? So you guys, pray for the woman. If they need a miracle, you can help provide it. okay, by being a prayer person. All right, guys, let's do a quick look. Mookie is at the bottom. You may be right, Randy. Phil is here. Kalokristuyanas, Agapo. What do you think about the UAPS? What's the UAPS? United Air Space or something Academy? Well, I don't know what it is. You're trying to trick me. You're trying to make me look stupid. I'm already stupid without your help, Philip. Hello, big boy. All right, so I can't think anything about it until I know. And you know what? Chances are I have an opinion. I have so many opinions. When I get up in the morning to go to the bathroom, it comes out all over the place. Opinions come flying out, okay? So Randy says, Mookie. I clicked on 2 favorite YouTube links and a totally crime video popped up. Not the one that was listed. I think hackers are messing around. Don't get me started on YouTube. Eric says you should do a video using the reflectors to explain how you use ETL. Well, I'm going to eventually run out of things to say, so chances are I will go in that direction, right? Carlos says we need to pay Peter for a masterclass on how to use bounce cards. I love you guys. They're like family. Woody says you should bring back the sensor cleaners. The investment would be too large. See, I send them out to get done, and they won't do $200, $300 worth of stuff. I have to invest like $2,000 to get stock. That money ain't there. So kind of ties my hands, right, Woody? The card paper is why it's still called a bounce card. Well, that's why I called mine a better bounce card. Bah! They work great. Actually, Scotty has some. I don't know who else has some. Eric has some. He say, I love those bounce cards. They just work. That's the bottom line. No commercial needed. Don't need to talk. I don't even need to recommend them. They just work. Okay. Gregory is saying 3 Dog Night. Yep. Mama told me not to come, but that's not what I was singing. I was singing, now I forgot the name of the song, but it was 3 Dog Night. Okay. Eric says I was working on the film. Working on a film was hard because of all that week. I filmed the day and at night. So you put in your all, blood, sweat, and tears, as they say. I got done on a film project where I did the boom operation and recording on a film set. You get the neatest things. You really do. You get the neatest projects to work on, Eric. I'm jealous. I'm jelly, as they go. So Jay says, long-time listener, first-time caller. Hello, who's on my line? Your name is James Drew? Not James, J. Drew. Well, let me turn my hearing up, Jay. Hello, who's on my line? Lane? Can't talk and I can't hear. It's J. Drew. How you doing, Jay? You're the 5,000th caller. You know what you win? 25 cents. You're the big winner of the day. I'll put a 79-cent stamp on it to mail you your quarter. Forget about it. Let's just call it a draw. Well, thank you for being a first-time caller. Eric says, I am craving non-alcoholic eggnog. I don't mind if you put a little alcohol in there. I'm not going to shoot you. Hey, Shane is here. Mr. Geeky, Nerdy, Techie is in my room. He's been here. Actually, he stood right where I'm sitting, right here. And you know, he's coming back again. He's like Jesus. I will return. I'm coming back. He's going to come and visit me again. He said so. So Gregory says, Peter, thank you. That story was very inspiring. I said so many stories tonight, Gregory. I don't know which one. So I hope they all are helpful and useful. Now, what I do at the end of the show, I could end the show now, but I enjoy talking about Christianity. I really do. All right? So what did God teach me this week? It's so elementary, I almost don't want to bring it up. But I'm going to take some water, or is this gin? I don't smell anything. because I've been talking so long, my voice got dry. So what did I learn this week? I learned it from Bobby Schuller on the Shepherd's Church or something to that effect. And it's something as simple as the Lord's Prayer. You know the Lord's Prayer. You don't. It's like we don't know how to pray for Sly's friend, right? We don't know her name. We don't know what conditions she's in. So how do we pray? When they went to Jesus and they said to him, teach us to pray. Okay, so he started, Our Father who art in heaven. Now, we just fly past that, but it's more powerful. Do you know we're the only religion that prays to a father? And you know, a father has a son. And guess what his son's name is? Jesus. Did you ever think of that? The Buddhists, the Islamists, all the others, they don't start Our Father. Okay? So when they go like, we all have the same God that we pray to. Bullshit! My father is a father. He's got a child, a son, and his name is Jesus. In any other religion, there is no father and son. It's God, and it's God with a big odd. Okay? So Jesus starts the prayer, Our Father. So when someone tells me, I don't know who to pray to, Jesus or the Holy Spirit or God the Father, well, when Jesus said this is how you pray, start your prayers with Our Father. There you go. Solved. Is that hard? Okay. So Our Father who art in heaven, holy is your name. So we're addressing a certain father, not my dad, okay, which he's my father also, not the priest in the church, which is Father Phil, but our Father that's specifically in heaven, and his name is holy. No mistaking who I'm praying to. Okay, well, he was just praying to his dad, who died many years ago. Okay, no, I'm talking to my Father in heaven, and holy is his name, and he is God. Okay, now here's where it got interesting. It's kind of like the Lord's Prayer. This is what I learned in reverse. So what I learned was, your kingdom come. So the first thing you're going to do is invite God's kingdom on a situation. So I had suggested that we pray for Sly's friend, that we don't know what's going on. We don't know anything about it. But we can pray as a Christian, if you're a Christian, for God's kingdom to come on that person. Now that's power, because if your kingdom came on them, it wouldn't do squat. Okay? Now, these next two lines, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, is the part that I learned. I always thought, in one direction, but the activity is happening in the opposite direction, which as many years as I've been a Christian, it never dawned on me. So what's God's will for me? What's God's will for Sly's friend? What's God's will for you directly in heaven? Well, we know in heaven he's given us a mansion. We know there's no sickness in heaven. We know there's no blind people in heaven. Thy will be done on earth, on me, or Sly's friend, as it is in heaven. Which means the healing that this person needs is already provided for in heaven. Now I'm calling for it to come here on earth, which is the opposite of what I've always prayed. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. God's will in heaven is done freely with no problem. So I pray for God's will to be done on my life freely with no problem. And that's valid. But I didn't know I could pull something out of heaven down to me here on earth. Thy will be done on earth for me, if I was praying about my finances, as it is in heaven. There's no lack in heaven. So I want that down here. Here is where I need, help financially. Here's where I need help with my body, with healing, or my mind, or my eyes, or my memory, or getting along with people. All right? So I want to pull out what's already done for me in heaven Your will be done for me here on earth as it's already taken care of up in heaven. So I am pulling something from heaven to be done here that God has already done for me up there. And that's what I learned this week. I told you it was simple. I'm sorry it isn't some major thing, okay? But it's changed my prayer. When I pray over my friend who's having his own problems, I pray, you've solved this already, Lord, in heaven for this person. I pull your will for that here on earth. That's where it needs to blow up. That's where it needs to explode, okay? Sometimes I feel very lonely. Well, do you think I'm going to be in heaven and feel lonely? So God's will on me be done here as it is in heaven. There's no loneliness for me in heaven. Loneliness, the definition for loneliness is very simple, okay? Loneliness is somebody that either doesn't have a purpose or is not focusing on their purpose, because your purpose will swallow you up. When I made the videos to put up with my songs, I didn't have the time to feel lonely. I didn't have time to feel depressed. I was trying to get the videos done. I was trying to get them done right, and I was trying to do a good job. Guess what? When I worked and headed towards my purpose, the depression, the loneliness, the sadness, it went away. Now when I could just sit here and think about it, I can get sad again. Christmas is in a few days. Tomorrow's the day that Jingles was killed many years ago. And my parents aren't here. I feel so alone. Where are all these friends I'm supposed to have? See, there's no purpose. Or I'm not focusing on a purpose that I should be. One of those two things is why we get depressed. It's because we are not going towards loneliness. Look at, wait, I got to pick on one of you guys. Look at, who just wrote that? Eric, okay? He worked day and night as a sound boom technician. He had a purpose. Do you think he had time to feel depressed? Hey, Eric, get that mic over there. Eric, that scene is done. Get your ass over there. That boy needed to move, and he needed to get his job done. He was active in his purpose. So if you feel lonely, look at your purpose and get involved with it. Because the busier you get in your purpose, it's got to be a God-given purpose. So your purpose is not to get every girl in your city pregnant. That's not a godly purpose. When the Bible says, Jesus says, ask anything in my name and I will give it to you. Well, it's got to be according to God's character. You can't pray the opposite of what his character is. Okay? So we do have guidelines. And they're wonderful guidelines. And it helps a lot to stay in between the lines. So I don't know if this made sense to anybody. All right. So, Sly is here. Oh, I want to know, do we have any news? First, before that, Randy said, have a wonderful holiday season, everybody. Cheers. And then Sly says, hello, everyone. Happy to see you're still on, Peter. I know I'm late. I'm surprised you're on. Did you came back from the hospital? Sly, I got everybody praying for your friend. I didn't mention anything about them, okay? Because that's your story to tell. So Randy says, how's your friend doing? We do want to know. Sly says, hi, Randy. Happy holiday. Oh, she's saying, by the way, howdy. Oh, Randy's saying that. I'm attributing it to Sly. And then Sly says, hi, Randy. She's fine. By the way, thanks for sharing the video on the new S9. If it had a mic jack, which it does, I'd be all over it. And they made it for you, Sly. They put the mic jack and the HDMI plug on the other side of the camera. So now I'm looking at the S9. I could see the LCD screen. It's not being blocked by anything. No blockage. It's free and clear. Why didn't somebody else think to put the SD card or whatever on that side, because that door closes, and put all the other connections on the other side? Would that be so hard to come up with? I bet any one of us in here could have done that. Okay. So it does have a mic jack. Unless I'm wrong, the best one to answer that is Randy. I've only had the camera a few days. But there's a hole in there that looks like a mic jack. Okay. And what it does not have is what I talked to you guys about all night. You can't put a flash on the camera. Who would make a camera that you can't put a flash on? I didn't like that at all. I'm going to make a video about that. You could bet your sweet Bippy. I don't know where your Bippy is, but you could bet it that I will make a video pounding them. Where the hell is the flash thing? So, anyway, I just said my 2 cents. Well, we had a fun last show before Christmas. Thank you all for being here, for putting up with me, for staying with me. Thank you for everybody that did get me a gift. I love presents. And nobody said it has to be expensive. You know, it could be $2. It's getting the present that's so exciting. Okay? And I love to give presents, which is why it hurts so bad that my credit cards are closed, because at Christmas, I would fill them up. Okay. So Sly is correcting me. No, not the S9. The new ZS99. What the hell is that? The new ZS99. Anyway, according to Sly, no mic jack. So I thought you got the shakes, or you couldn't type, because I saw an S and a 9 in there, and I figured it was like going all over the place. Randy says the Panasonic ZS99 is a new point-and-shoot Panasonic camera. Is that the one where they put the shitty... I'm sorry. I need to go to confession on Sunday. Where they put the shitty focus system in it instead of the good one, the new one? They should never, ever, ever make a camera with a crappy focus system again. Who is running Panasonic? Such a good camera company. Well, everybody has the right to make mistakes. They can repent. They can go to church on Sunday and repent too. Because I said shitty, now I have to go repent. Now they didn't put the focus system in, they need to go repent. Okay? All right. Merry Christmas to everybody. God bless you in the richest possible way. Because of the entrance of Jesus on Christmas, that was Christmas 1. And when he returns, that is effectually Christmas 2. That's why Sly wears that hoodie and says Christmas 2. I wonder where she got that from. I wonder where she got the Christmas 2 hoodie. Christmas 2 refers to the return of Jesus, okay? So that's why I even wrote a song on that album. It's called Christmas 2. So I pray each one of you not only get blessed, but let's blow it out of proportion. Let's do it Peter Gregg style. I hope you get super blessed. I hope you get so blessed that you're blessed out of your socks, as they say. You just like, I can't believe how blessed I got. Well, I pray that for each and every one of you. Every single one that's even going to watch this on the rewind, and you listen to it kind of like a podcast, I pray the same blessing and the same favor of God. Grace itself is a person. His name is Jesus. I pray that on you. Let's not just be a Christmas card. May you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love, Peter. No, damn it. I want you to be super blessed. Blessed by God, not by me. Okay? Now, I don't know how to end the show. I know, I got to push the button. But I don't know what to say to get out of here. But the next time we see, unless I do an impromptu one, okay, each other, will be next Friday, unless I'm not in town. In that case, I will, or unless I wind up going to my brother's for special Christmas or church for services or something. If I'm not going to be here, I'll make a video ahead of time and say, I'm not going to be here. I love you guys so, so much. So don't forget, tomorrow night is Lewis, so we will get to see each other if I'm here and didn't go out for dinner. And Sly will be on Tuesday. And let's not forget to look for Scotty's channel, because he's putting up a video. So look up Scotty's channel. He'll put the link in here, I guess not tonight, but eventually. And Eric is saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. And I'm saying that to you just because I love you. And that ain't bullcrap. Anybody that comes to town, text me first. You're welcome to come here and visit. We can do lunch. We can play with cameras. We can sword fight. Not with real swords. We'll play with pool noodles. All right. S9, this is a great place to go out on. So this is the Canon, the Lumix S9. Canon doesn't have an S9. Actually, on Randy's S9, no, don't leave. I want to end on the S9. Okay, let's go over to the S9. All right, because it only going to be here for a couple of weeks. And I think it does a better treatment on my skin, my face, my hair, my shirt. I even look more intelligent. I sound better when I'm on the S9. And the cool thing is the camera's what? $1,300 full price? And you can get them on sale. You can get a demo one at B&H. I either put a link or I will. Use my links because it'll bless my channel. I'm serious. If you're going to buy something photographic at any one of the 4 or 3 things that are listed below, right before you make that purchase, click on my link. And then go find what you want to buy right away and buy it. They'll give me a commission anywhere from 1 to 5% depending on what company and what you're buying. And that'll put a little jingles in my jar, and it'll give me a blessing. Okay? Deal? Deal. All right. So this is the Panasonic Lumix S9. I give it a thumbs up. It hasn't failed me, not one time. I kind of like the red one that I got. I think it's mighty pretty. Okay. So on that, everybody take care. God bless you. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.